So get this. What if the rhythm of an ancient poem could actually explain the laws of physics? Today, we're diving into a really wild theory from a Vedic text that suggests exactly that, a hidden connection between poetic meters and, well, the very building blocks of our universe. I know, it sounds like something straight out of science fiction, but that's the core question we're tackling. Could the rhythmic pattern of a verse, a poem, actually hold the blueprint for energy and matter? Okay, so let's jump right in. We're about to look at a pretty unique interpretation of ancient hymns. And in this view, they aren't just prayers or stories, they're more like a coded manual for how the cosmos actually works. Now, the key to this whole thing is a single word, chanda. We typically think of it as, poetic meter, the rhythm in a poem. But this text flips that idea on its head. Here, a chanda is a fundamental cosmic wave, a vibrational code that literally helps shape physical reality. So first up, let's talk about pure energy. The text points to a very specific chanda for this. And this is where this ancient theory starts to sound, well, surprisingly modern. It's called the Trishtubh Chanda. And according to the source, its signature properties are things like intense force, incredible heat, and a powerful ability to penetrate through things. So how's it supposed to work? Well, the text says Trishtubh is born from the combination of two opposing forces, Prana and Apana, that bind together to create this incredible power. And here's the big leap the source makes. It suggests this ancient concept mirrors some of the highest energy waves that we know about in physics today. And it's not just a hint. The source text comes right out and says it. They propose that extremely energetic and penetrating particles, maybe even something like gamma rays, get their immense power from carrying these two Trishtubh waves. It's a really bold claim. Okay, so if Trishtubh is the wave of pure energy, how do you get something solid? How does actual matter pop into existence? For that, we've got to look at the next piece of this puzzle. According to the text, there's a cosmic wave for that too. Meet the Jagati Chhandas. And its proposed job? Oh, nothing major. Just turning formless energy into the tangible, visible particles that make up, everything around us. So how does this incredible transformation happen? The text lays it out almost like a recipe. First, you start with a basic energy wave. Then that wave combines with two of these Jagati Chanda waves. This new combination becomes attractive, and it starts pulling in other subtle elements, which the text calls maruts. And finally, this whole bundle condenses, and boom, the energy wave has now become what the source calls a gross matter particle. And again, the source itself makes this crystal clear. It's a formula. An energy wave, once it merges with these Jagati waves, gains the ability to attract other stuff and can literally condense into a physical particle. It's a theory of how energy puts on its material form. All right, so we've got energy and we've got matter. But what about making more of it? How does one creation lead to another? For that, the source brings in a third key player, a chanda called Viraj, which it describes as the trigger for a cosmic chain reaction. See, the Viraj Chanda is a catalyst. It's not doing the creating itself. Instead, it acts like a cosmic magnet, pulling in three other specialized life force waves to get a whole cascade of creation going. So what are these three forces it attracts? You can almost think of them as a team of specialists. First, it pulls in Viraj Chand, which provides the raw, expansive energy. Then comes Grush Chand, an enveloping force that allows things to merge and absorb each other. And finally, it brings in Pracha Chand, a protective force that basically shields the whole operation so it doesn't fall apart. And the crucial thing here is that none of this is supposed to be random. The source itself uses the term chain of creation, one that gets kicked off when these Viraj waves are combined in a specific, systematic way. This paints a picture of a universe that's governed by repeatable, structured processes, all driven by these cosmic codes. So when you step back and look at all these pieces together, what are we really seeing? The text isn't just throwing out disconnected ideas.
It seems to be building a cohesive, unified model of the entire cosmos, all based on these fundamental metrical waves.
I mean, you can see the system laid out right here. You start with Trishtubh, which is the wave of pure, raw energy. That energy is then given physical form by Jagati, the wave that creates matter. And finally, Viraj acts as the engine, kicking off chain reactions to create more complexity throughout the universe. Energy, matter, and proliferation.
So here's what it all boils down to. What we've just walked through is a model of the universe where the most fundamental things, energy, matter, and creation itself, aren't just chaotic or random. Instead, they're governed by specific, predictable, and foundational codes, these metrical waves.
And that really leaves us with a mind-bending thought to chew on. Whether you see this as poetry, as proto-physics, or just philosophy, it asks us to consider a really profound question. What if the entire universe operates on a fundamental rhythm, a kind of cosmic song? And what if the ancient seers were doing their best to write down the sheet music,